In a remarkable day of upheaval in Ukraine, the parliament voted to remove President Viktor Yanukovych from office. Yanukovych had already fled Kiev for the eastern part of the country, where he has more support. Also today, former Prime Minister Yulia Tymoshenko was freed after more than 2 years in prison. And tonight she spoke to the thousands of protesters who now control the streets of Kiev. Holly Williams takes us through this day filled with twists and turns.
The protesters looked ready for battle this morning, equipped with improvised weapons and homemade body armour. They gathered to pray on Kiev's Independence Square, which they've occupied since November. Some wept for the scores of people who've lost their lives in this bloody power struggle. But then the demonstrators discovered there was no one left to fight. The lines of riot police had melted away in the night. They took over the grounds of the luxurious presidential palace, which had been abandoned. It all happened so quickly that protesters like Pavlo Hladky didn't know what to think.
And where has the president gone?
I don't know.
Do you think he's left the country?
I will be happy.
The protesters are in control of the centre of Kiev. We haven't seen police anywhere today, and they've even encircled this building, the presidential administration.
An aide to Ukraine's President Viktor Yanukovych said he'd left Kiev and gone home to his power base in the eastern city of Kharkiv. Back on Independence Square, they could sense victory. For 3 months, they've demanded that the president leave office. They accuse Yanukovych of being corrupt and increasingly dictatorial. In Ukraine's parliament, they were celebrating too, after voting to sack the president and hold new elections in May. But when Yanukovych himself finally appeared on television, he said he was still in charge and compared the protesters to Nazis.
Both the Interior Ministry, which controls the police, as well as senior military figures, have come out in support of the protesters. So at this point, Jim, Viktor Yanukovych doesn't have many cards left to play.
Holly Williams reporting for us tonight from Independence Square in Kiev. Thank you, Holly.